Hey guys, my name is Vixen UVT. I am a variety VTuber on Twitch. You can also see me on Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, other social medias like that. So this week, starting this week, and throughout November and all throughout the end till the end of the year of 2025, I'm going to be running a charity campaign through Tiltify. You can see the QR code here. Or you can find any links that I put in my videos, the description, about section, bios. It'll lead you all to this Tiltify campaign for this charity that is really close to my heart. It's known as the Alzheimer's Society, also known as Alzheimer's Research. And the name of the campaign is Mission Forget Me Not. So a little bit of background as to why this charity, why this is so important to me. So when I was 6, my mom married my stepdad, and along with that marriage, I gained 2 amazing grandparents, and I was very close to them. Went to see them all the time while I was with my mom. And I would just always sit with them. My mom would sit with my grandma, and I would sit with my grandpa, and he'd always just make me laugh. He'd be pulling funny faces, and he'd just be doing really funny and silly things. But he wasn't really talkative. Like, he never really uttered a word, and I didn't really understand that. I just thought, it was just who he was. But he was just so silly. It always brightened my day to see him. And I always enjoyed my visits to go up to their house. What I didn't know at the time was that he had Alzheimer's disease. So every time that I went there, he didn't even remember who I was. But it didn't make it any less special. We were constantly bonding over and over again, and it was great. But one day, my mom told me that he passed away. It was just in his sleep, but it still didn't stop the hurt. So I'd still go up and I'd spend time with my grandma. She looked really lonely. So I tried to do my best to try and cheer her up. Did what my grandpa did when he cheered me up. Pulled funny faces and exactly the way he did it. We bonded over Tom Jones, and honestly I'd sing to her, and I thought I was cheering her up. But loneliness the loneliness was too much for her, and she passed away 6 months after we buried my grandpa. We then buried my grandma. And as a lot of you know, if you saw my TikToks or seen my videos, you'd know a few years ago I lost my biological grandparents from my mother's side, and my grandmother, who I was very close to, had onset dementia. Though she passed away to other causes, we probably would have lost her anyway to that disease. And I still remember the day when she was very unwell, and despite we were sat with her and she was always a big support to me, it hit me like a ton of bricks the day that she said, "Who is that? Who is this?" And I was shattered. I broke down. And it was very real of what type of disease this is and what it can do and how it can affect so many people. And it does. Alzheimer's disease affects hundreds of thousands, if not millions, around the world. And in the UK, it's one of the biggest destroyers of families. It is one of the most common Alzheimer's is, but it's not the only type. There's many other types of dementia, but Alzheimer's is the leading and most common. So what does Alzheimer's do? As we get older, we are prone to having difficulties with our memory, forgetting things, that sort of thing, but that comes with age. But what this disease does, it physically attacks you. It is a physical illness that over time, it damages the brain of someone. And though it may not be directly fatal, like many other diseases, this can still lead a person to death. They forget to care for themselves. They're more prone to illnesses like pneumonia and dehydration. They have serious falls, and they don't remember they have serious falls, so they can't remember things. They can't do these things. And it's heartbreaking. It can tear families apart. You go into a house, you look at your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your sibling, and they look back at you as if you're a stranger. And you do everything to help them try and remember, but they can't. They can't remember you. And as it progresses, it gets worse. It starts off with little things, behavioral changes, forgetting things, and it just gets worse over time. Currently, this disease is incurable. And on average, a person that receives this diagnosis can live between 4 to 8 years on average. But depending on age at the initial diagnosis and your overall health, you can live longer. Sometimes you can live 20 years. But the disease progresses, it gets worse. And in the final stages, you're completely dependent on your caregivers because you're unable to perform the simplest of tasks, going to the bathroom, remembering to eat, to drink, to the simplest of things, even to the point where you even forget to do things like swallow, and you forget how to speak. So what this charity does, this charity uses its funding to research, to learn how the disease works, to improve diagnosis ahead of time, to improve the care and the well lifestyle of people that are affected by it, to eventually search one day for a cure, and to help families that are affected by it, to give them support before and after the inevitable passing of someone with Alzheimer's. It's support, it's all that support, and it's all that help. And as I said, this charity means a lot to me, and I'm going to be running it till the end of the year on Tiltify. You can follow the QR code, you can follow the links. Any donations at all means a lot, means the world to me, to so many others. And if we can make a difference, that's what matters. So I ask you, even if you can't help, can you please spread the word, spread the link, spread awareness that we're doing this campaign, we're doing this fundraiser. If you can support and you can donate, please do so. If you can, if it is safe for you to do so. We're going to be here to the end of the year, and I do this. I do this every year. So thank you so much for taking your time to listen to the video, to click on the link, and to show that support. Thank you so much, guys. Until I see you in the next video, bye for now. Bye-bye.